Previously on the Great Classic Trade-Up.
So I decided to move on from a German convertible to buy a German convertible. What do we got here?
I'm very excited about it, Phil. It's a Mazda Eunos 1993, but the special thing about it is it's what's called a V-spec. Let's hope you can sell it. I hope you didn't pay too much for it.
Well, yes, that's going to be the big if, isn't it, really? But...
Our friends at Lancaster Insurance are running monthly giveaways. You can win all sorts, from experience days to tools, restaurant vouchers and tech. So click the link below at the end of the video to enter their latest competition.
Well, welcome to another instalment of the Great Classic Trade-Up. We're here at the NEC for the 2022 Classic Motor Show, and regular viewers will know that Classics World has been teaming up with Lancaster Insurance Services to do a trading up from classic cars from the start of the year through to now, and then we've got our final cars here. So I'm joined with Steph at Lancaster Insurance for you introducing your next car. So tell us about this lovely ADO 16.
I am. This is an incredible ADO 16. We have gone for an Austin 1300. It's finished in lime flower, although these lights do make it...
Looks like Harvest Gold, but it isn't.
Well, it was Jeff on your team,
yes.
So I think you're going to have to apprehend him when you get back. So it's not Harvest Gold.
I'll dock him a few points.
It's lime flower, and I know that when they came to market, they were only finished with the lime flower interior. However, this one has been finished in that gorgeous navy colour. If you like your BLs, you probably have a little bit of a soft spot for those base spec models, which this one is. It's got no glove box, it's got the strip speedo, it's got no rear heated screen. It is really bog standard 70s basic motoring at its finest.
So how did Lancaster come to buy this charming little Austin? Well, you might remember their 1993 Mazda MX5. After spending £2,250 on the car itself, they spent another £665 on a set of refurbished original Mk1 wheels and 4 new Toyo tyres. They then spent a further £580 on a service, MOT, replacement door mirror glass and a replacement coolant pipe after it split on the day of filming our previous episode. Thankfully, the non-standard wheels that came on the MX5 sold for £120, taking the total for the car down to £3,375. A sale price of £4,250 netted Lancaster a profit of £875, taking their total kitty to £5,625. With Ed from Lancaster Insurance on holiday, head of car club liaison Steph Holloway was left to acquire their final car. And what a gem she chose.
They get a rap, don't they, because of Basil 40 beating it with a stick, unreliable, but actually they were great cars.
Absolutely, and then we got this one off Keith Adams, who I'm sure you will know.
Yes, from AR Online fame.
Now Keith has actually done us an absolute number on this one. He has not only had it serviced professionally, he's also put a 12-month MOT on it as well.
And I love the fact that it's the 1300, not the 1100.
Oh, I drove this from Peterborough to the show, and she didn't skip a beat. We've done over 65 miles an hour. Everything's working exactly as it should. We've got a hidden gem in the cupboard, hundreds of pounds worth of spares. Keith has absolutely put together an incredible package for us.
It's immaculate. It's a really straight example of the ADO 16, and I just think it's glorious. I think it looks fantastic.
She did have an older restoration in 2002. There's not much paperwork with it, but when you get going on it, you open all the doors, all the shot lines are correct. So I'm going to guess that the doors probably haven't been off because it's all absolutely as is. The thing is, it's such an old car.
If it was concourse though, you'd probably be really precious about driving it, right?
Absolutely.
But this one, I feel you could get in and drive it all the time without worrying and being too precious about it.
Absolutely. If there was a car that I could take home today, she's the car I'd take.
You absolutely would, yeah. It suits you down to the ground. I imagine also it's attracted a lot of attention at the Classic Motor Show this year.
Oh gosh, the amount of people that have come and seen us and said, my dad had one, my granddad had one, I learned to drive in one. It's a real car of the people.
The family theme for this year's show, this is very much in keeping with that, and people will have very fond memories of these, like you say, whether it was their mum or their dad or their grandparents that had one. So I just think I think it's glorious, and like you say, I love the fact that they're always underestimated, these cars. These are much better than people remember them to be. But if that's a car of the people, I've gone slightly off piste there, haven't I, with the people car or family-friendly car? Because here's my entry, and that is this 2004 Jaguar XK8 convertible. You couldn't get a bigger contrast, really, could you? But
well, you know what, this sort of car I think is great, because if you've stepped away from the saloon and you want something that's a real emerging classic, this ticks the box perfectly, and it's great for warmer weather as well.
My journey from Golf GTI Cabriolet to this Jaguar XK8 was quite a jump. I bought the Golf for £6,500 before dipping into our £500 repairs budget to respray the tatty bumpers, bringing the total to £7,000. My neighbour took a shine to the GTI and we agreed a sale price of £8,150, meaning a £1,150 profit, and taking the kitty up to £7,800, enough to nab me this facelift X100 convertible.
I was a bit wary of buying another Jaguar, to be honest, because we do a lot of Jaguar content on Classics World, but these are great value now. These X100s, as you said, they're an emerging classic now, so many eyes walking around this show, this is still a very modern car, but they've been out of production for 16 years, hugely collectible. There's a great club following for these. This is the right specification one because it's got the 4.2 V8. It's the naturally aspirated one, but it's still 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds. I don't know if you've had a chance to look around yourself, Steph, but
I have, it's gorgeous.
The interior is in pretty decent fettle. I was quite keen to buy something that looked sort of quite aspirational, I suppose, and given that I started with that 1985 Honda Acti motorhome, I kind of wanted to see something that was quite a jump from that to that, and you can't argue we've certainly had a lot of contrast, but I like the choice between the two.
This might be that leapfrog into being part of that world.
We're going to inspire a new generation, which is great news, isn't it? We're here on the final day of the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show 2022. People have been voting on their favourite, and we're going to draw the competition for this very soon, I understand. We are,
and then we're going to announce it. The car that doesn't get picked, the lonely understudy, that of course goes then to auction, and the money raised goes to charity.
One person's going to walk away with one of these cars, and the one that isn't chosen is going to be auctioned at next spring's restoration show.
Indeed.
Which Lancaster Insurance also supports, and the money raised from that's going to go to charity. So it's fantastic. What a great initiative. So really do let us know which of these two you prefer. Really pleased with this initiative. Sad it's coming to an end, but hope you've enjoyed the great classic trade-up.
So who traded up best? Lancaster Insurance with their Austin 1300 or Classics World with our Jaguar XK8 convertible? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned to find out which one gets given away and which one gets auctioned to raise money for charity.
This video is proudly sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Give them a call on 01480 400 889 for an insurance quote on your classic car. And don't forget to click the link below to enter their latest competition.